I know it's been quite some time since I posted a video, and I know I did that about a week or so ago. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad that life is calming down a little bit for a little while so I can film a video or two. So, it's funny, even though it's November, and even though stores are rushing Christmas time into people and they're, having their Christmas stuff out, I'm still very much in the Halloween mode. I'm still like, it's never going to die with me. Like, no, it's still gonna be here. So, even though this video I wanted to make in October, I'm making it in November though, because the time got away from me. Is basically my thoughts on what they do for sexy Halloween costumes and why they have so many sexy types of costumes. I'm just like, what? In my personal opinion, and this is my personal opinion, my thoughts, my opinions, and I think it's just because I also tend to work at a haunted house and I'm around the gore and the blood and the fake blood and the fake, all that fake stuff. Halloween to me is a holiday where you can be where it's meant to be like kind of gory and kind of like, cutesy for the kids, and you could be anything you want. But I think the sexy costumes got a little bit out of hand over the past couple of years. I went to a Halloween store about maybe a week or two before Halloween, and I saw doubles and triples of the same costume, different brand, but same concept. So I saw like four different types of a sexy nurse. And I'm like, that's not, I don't know, that's not the fun. And it also it's saying things that women need to be sexy for Halloween. And I'm like, what? No. Like, no. Halloween is a day where you can be scary, gory, creepy, and funny at the same time. But personally, I think the sexy concept has gone way out of hand. I mean, again, a sexy nurse, how is a nurse sexy? And plus, when I think of a nurse, because my dad and my mom are a nurse, I think of people who they help others. They help them heal them back to life, heal them back up, and they take care of them. I don't think of, oh, this nurse is sexy because she's wearing 7-inch red stiletto heels and a short ass skirt. Like, you get my point? And I just feel as though the sexy factor is kind of dumb. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you are into that, that's your opinion. That's fine. This is my opinion. I work at a haunted house. I love creepy things. So I believe Halloween's more of like a creepy thing, a scary thing. And when they overdo, or when they just overdo the sexy part, it's a little bit much. Because the thing is, you can also be sexy, but you can be scary at the same time. And I'm going to get into that. Let me just have my coffee and my spooky mug because I'm that person. There we go. So I think when you, and again, this is just my own opinion, I feel as though the sexy factor is being blown out of proportion. And I feel as though a lot of people are like, well, I'm going to be a sexy nurse. I'm going to be a sexy baby. I'm like, how can a baby even be sexy? I'm going to be a sexy cop. Like, I'm going to be a sexy cowgirl. Do us a favor. Just don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't go overboard. Now, the thing is, you can be sexy, but you can be scary. And I'm going to give an example. If you guys have ever seen the movie Silent Hill, and if not, that's okay. Basically, there's this mom, a daughter, and it's all in their mind. They go to this weird land. There's these weird creatures, and they have these things called the nurses. I don't think that's the correct term, but they are nurses, but they have these weird, um, their faces are not there, and it looks like they have weird things on their faces, so they don't really have a face, like that type of thing. It's not a bandage. I want to say it's like a raised scar. Like their whole faces are just covered. If you type in Google Silent Hill movie nurses, you'll see what I'm saying, because they're sexy. They have their boobs like out, and they have the heels, but they look creepy and they have no face. So you can do both, but when you're just straight up sexy and you have like all your boobs out, or you have your legs showing, and you have like these 8-inch heel stiletto heels, and you have like a garter on, you're kind of ruining the holiday. Where's the scare factor? I mean, I get it if you're, and it's different. If you're in a marriage and you want to be sexy for your partner, okay, I get that. But if you are young, and when I count as young is from the ages of 13, no, 12, all the way to 18, don't do it. Just don't do it. Literally when I was 12, I was in my room watching music videos, reading books, and I was like, I don't want to date. I don't want to get a boyfriend. I don't want anything like that. And now there are literal 12-year-olds, maybe not 12-year-olds, but like 13, 14, 15-year-olds who are dressing sexy for Halloween. And I'm like, what the hell? And I remember being in school, and a lot of people would dress up as like a sexy devil or a sexy bee or a sexy butterfly. And here I am, the kid with the fake cuts on my face because I wanted to be scary. And I think the thing is, it kind of is a downer, because it's like, obviously, in my opinion, you have no imagination because you need to be sexy all the time. But again, that's just my own opinion. If I offended you, I did not mean to. I just feel as though just the sexy portion has been brought out of control, and I think it needs to be brought back to, scary, and you can, like, as scary, creepy, and again, you can be sexy, but you can be creepy at the same time, like the nurses in Silent Hill. Again, if you go into Google and type in Silent Hill movie nurses, I'm pretty sure it will bring up what they look like, because again, they have no faces, and they have something like on their face, or to make it look like they have no face. I don't know if it's like if their faces are warped, or if they have like a raised scar on their face, or a bunch of raised scars, but there's something on their face to make them have no face. And again, they have they have the cleavage out, and they have the 8-inch heels or whatever, and they do this weird walking twitch thing. And that is sexy, but it's scary. When you do just sexy, you have no imagination. And one of the things is, and I didn't really realize this when I was younger, but now that I'm older and I'm more into the horror aspect, it pisses me off a lot of the time when girls, especially, not all girls, but some girls, they do a cat, just a cat, like simple nose, some whisker holes, some black ears, a tail, and a black outfit. And I get it. If you're not much into the gore factor, I get it. But try to make it look a little bit more interesting. Have be a cat with like a scratch on its face. Have a little gore going on. It's funny because there's this girl who I know personally, and she went out for Halloween, and she was Little Red Riding Hood, sexy Little Red Riding Hood, but she had scratches on her face from the wolf. I liked that idea, but I thought the costume was a little too revealing in some spots, and that's kind of what got me thinking. Now again, everyone has their own opinion. If you want to be sexy, do you, but this is just my own opinion because I work at a haunted house and I like horror. And I just feel as though if you do just straight up sexy, you're basically not having fun with it. You're just doing this simple thing. Again, there's a sexy, I saw at least 4 sexy nurse costumes. I saw three sexy police officer costumes. I saw two sexy prisoner costumes, and I saw, was it a sexy witch? Yeah, it was a sexy witch. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, stop with the sexiness. Stop. Just stop. And it was the same costume idea, but it was like executed differently. It looked different. Each costume looked different than the others, but it still was the same concept. Sexy nurse, sexy cop, sexy baby, sexy police officer, sexy prisoner. Like, no. Just no. Don't do that. Just stop. And again, it's really not my place to say anything, but this is just my own opinion. I don't like the fact that it's gotten to the point when everyone's like, well, I'm going to do this. And especially like when I was in school and like when I was like 15, here I am, and I remember this very clearly. For Halloween, I was Avril Lavigne, who jumped off the stage and got a nice bruise on her forehead. So there was some gore, but everyone I knew was like a sexy bee or a sexy cat or a blah blah blah. Although I will give props to my ex-classmate, because obviously I'm not in school anymore. And his name was Spencer, and one year he was a cheerleader, and he had the wig and he had the outfit on. Obviously he had fake boobs. They were balloons, but they were like here. So I give him props for that, because he was being creative. So if you ever watch my video, Spencer, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce your last name very well. It starts with a Z. But if you ever see this video and you were in homeroom or Miss Papa's history class with me in like 8th grade, I give you props, because that was genius. And that was funny. Like, it was funny. But when a girl does a sexy cat or a sexy zombie, like, zombies are not meant to be sexy, okay? They're meant to be dead. So this irks me so bad. Like, I'm sorry, but this irks me so bad, because it's like, why? And and especially because they aim for a specific type of body shape, and obviously if you look at me, I don't have that body shape. So I'm like, ugh. And the other thing is, I have to make a lot of my costumes because I am plus sized. For Halloween this year, I didn't really go out. I didn't go trick or treating, but instead I went to another haunted house with my dad. So that was pretty fun. I was glad to do that. And then when I went to that Hunters convention in August, we dressed up, and I was a Queen of Hearts. I was my own spin on the Queen of Hearts. And I will admit, it was a little sexy. It was a little sexy. A little. I had fishnets on. I had a tank top on, which showed like 2 inches of cleavage. And I had a cape on. And I wanted to do a gore makeup, but they said, don't do it. So I did a cute makeup instead, which I regret. But, there you go. But it was a little sexy. It wasn't like, hey, it was a little sexy. So, I just wanted to put that out there, just because, in my own opinion, it's kind of a bummer, because a lot of people who do sex, in my opinion, a lot of people who do the sexy costume stuff, it's like, well, I'm too lazy to do anything fun, like do anything creative. I'm just going to do this. And I'm like, really? Why? Just why? I don't get it. But my opinion, my thoughts, actually, leave your opinions down in the comments below. I'm actually curious, because I want to know if this is just me, because I work at a haunted house and I work with horror and gore, or if this is just something that is just not a big deal and it's like whatever. But yeah, let me know what you think. Please like the video, comment down below your opinions, and spread the word. And if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Sarah, and hopefully you can join our little our creepers, the little creepers. Let's be creepers. You could be a creeper with me and our friends. So that's it for today. I hope you liked the video. Sorry it took a little while. I was like, not prepared for this. But I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.